Nanaaba's Kitchen. If you haven't subscribed yet, you already know what to do. That red subscribe button, just go ahead, click on it, and you will be subscribed. That easy. On today's menu, guys, is Kuli Kuli, a West African snack, specifically known to the Nigerian people. And the main ingredient in making Kuli Kuli is peanuts or groundnuts that are roasted, turned into a paste. The oil is extracted. It is turned into different shapes and fried until crunchy, delicious, and absolutely to die for. It is addictive too. Now, making Kuli Kuli is tricky, but I perfected it. And now I want to share how I make my Kuli Kuli. And you also, if you're able to follow the instructions to the T and watch this video to the end, you can make Kuli Kuli in your kitchen and succeed while having fun making it. So let's get started. All right, friends, so take a look at this jar of peanut butter. See the oil that has settled to the top? That's because it's been sitting in the pantry for a little while. So that gets poured out into my frying pan, and I don't discard it because I will be using it pretty soon. So I go in with a lintless paper towel and remove as much of the oil from the surface as I can, and then I pour the peanut butter into my mixing bowl here. Now take a look at how dense it is. See that? So we're going to loosen the density up a little bit with some warm water. I'm going to massage this warm water into the peanut butter paste and set it aside. And then we're going to introduce some really interesting flavors to the Kuli Kuli mixture. Now I'm going to be using a shallot, onion, whentia or grains of Selina, some ginger, a little salt to season, and we're gonna blend that up because we don't really need the roughage in this mixture. We want to kind of keep it smooth, and you'll see why pretty soon. So here is that whentia. Now we're gonna blend this up with some warm water. And the reason I continue to repeat the usage of the warm water is because the warm water helps to release the oil from the peanut butter paste, leaving the curd of the peanut butter behind. And you'll see what I'm talking about coming up shortly. So as you can see, that has been blended, and I am passing it through my strainer, and then I'm going to throw this roughage away and pour some of this mixture onto my peanut butter paste and continue to massage it in, and you'll see that the texture is going to change pretty shortly, where my hand is going to be coated with some oil. So let's pour a little bit there and start massaging away. All right, and so the oil is gonna coat my hand. Your indication that see that right there? Yes, the oil is starting to separate, okay? And as I make a fist with some of the curd in my hand, you see how much oil is dripping out of my fist? Very interesting. Peanut butter has so much oil in it, and that's the tricky part about making Kuli Kuli and having it not disintegrate when you go to fry it. All right, you have to be able to extract as much oil as possible, and if you have a mechanical device that can, sort of like a mechanical press, that can help you extract as much oil, by all means, guys, make use of it. Don't force your muscles as I did. So here we have what we're looking at is the curd of the peanut butter, and it also has a little more oil in it. So I'm going to use one last procedure to remove as much of the oil left in it as possible by putting it again into my lintless paper towel. Now you could use your kitchen towel, but with this texture that we have achieved at this moment, the curd, it tends to stick to fabric, and that's why I use the paper towel. And I placed some heavy items on it, which would be my cast iron frying pan, and also my Dutch oven. So I placed it on there for about 30 minutes, and then see, it even left some oil on my chopping board. So now we have the perfect consistency. I have added some more warm water to it to turn the curd into a clayey texture. Okay, so now it's soft, it's almost sticky, it feels like Play-Doh. So at this point, you can even invite your children, have them wash their hands thoroughly and mold it into whatever shapes you desire, and it's perfect and ready to be fried until crunchy and just absolutely to die for. Now, when I said making kuli kuli can be tricky, this is exactly what I meant. Achieving this moldable texture right here. That's the tricky part. And let me tell you, I tried this recipe at least 3 times, and can you believe I failed at least 3 times? Oh yeah, I did. At some point I had to FaceTime my mother, and she had to walk me through the step-by-step process until I got the texture right, guys. It is all about achieving the perfect texture before you fry it. Otherwise, once you put it in your hot oil, it's going to disintegrate. It will just fall apart on you, and it will get really frustrating very quickly. So if you're able to follow my instructions, you will make it. You will make it. So what oil I fried it in is the peanut oil I poured out into my frying pan in the beginning. I also added some bottled peanut oil, and I fried it over medium heat for about 8 minutes until perfect and crunchy and just absolutely ready to be devoured. Look at these beautiful shapes. And here, listen to that crunch, that snap. That is the perfect kuli kuli texture right there. Perfect. Guys, I really enjoyed putting this recipe together. And let me tell you, my entire family, my husband, my children, they adore this recipe. They just tore it apart, okay? So try it. In the description box below, make sure you take a look at it. Thank you guys for watching. Make it a great day and have fun, especially in your kitchen.